Do it. What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Good to have you here today. It's Monday. You already know what that means. You don't know what that means because I'm starting this Monday. It's Murder Mystery Monday. We're gonna see what white people up to because they do murder mystery stuff. That's what white people do. They do mysterious murder activities, and then another white person makes a YouTube video about it. Boom, bop, bop. We here. We here. Oh man, I hope you had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. What did I do? I did some stand up. Do you know I do stand up? You should check me out. Jared Sucks on Instagram. I got no clips up. I'm about to post them. Promise. But check me out. Jared Sucks. Jared. Same as the YouTube channel, you know. Whatever you did, let me know. Put in the comments. Or you did nothing. You don't have to type nothing. You can just watch. You can hang out. We gonna get into it though. Oh man. I don't know what's gonna happen. Bizarre Facebook post led detectives to a shocking discovery: the murder of Jasmine Pace. Well, what else is Facebook for these days, really? That's how like older people really will figure out anything is through Facebook. You post your baby or a dog photo, and in the background there's an address, and you like somebody got killed in that house. That's what it is. It's crazy. There's that documentary, the Don't Mess with Cats documentary on Netflix. The whole thing is niggas just doing too much on Facebook. But hey, everybody needs their thing, right? Everybody. All right, here we go. Let me be quiet. Let's get started.
22-year-old community college student Jasmine Pace had plans to spend Thanksgiving 2022 with her family. To her mother's surprise, she sent a text message last minute canceling those plans. On Jasmine's Facebook account, there was a new post. It read, "Enjoying Thanksgiving with my baby." Except the photo accompanying the post was not from Thanksgiving. In this photo, Jasmine's distinctive tattoos were missing. It had to have been taken months earlier.
Look, I don't know where this story goes, but sometimes I will say this: you gotta be careful with the military niggas. Sometimes, I've already talked about this. All right, all respect to them, all respect to everybody who serves our country, all respect. Hey, but look, just because you serve the country don't mean you're not crazy. Come on now. But this could not be. He cannot have anything to do with it. He looked buttoned up. I like this guy. I'm just saying. PSA from other people out there. That's what I'm saying. I like the tats. I like where this is going. She got like that tapestry art tat, that you saw at that every girl's dorm room in college. She got that on her arm. You saw that. When you walked in and saw that, it was about to go. It was about to go. Damn. For all my people in college right now, all my fellas, if you walk in and you see that in the room, it's about to go. Damn. You know what I mean? All right.
Concern turned to panic as her family realized the implications. No one knew where Jasmine was, and someone was online pretending to be her. Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case is as gruesome as it is heartbreaking. It's one of those stories that stays with you long after it's over. There's a lot to digest here, so let's take a look.
Transition was hard.
The night before Thanksgiving 2022, Jasmine Pace left her mother's home in Chattanooga, Tennessee at just before 11:30 p.m. She drove her white Chevy Equinox. The next day, Katrina Pace received a message from her daughter's phone. She planned to stay at the home of her friend Emma for the rest of the week, the text read. Jasmine had recently lost her grandmother to cancer, so when she opted out of the family gathering, it didn't immediately raise alarm bells. She had occasionally chosen to be out of contact for brief periods as she worked through her grief. That abruptly changed, however, following a new post on Jasmine's Facebook page.
I just want to say this. If you are going through something, I do get those moments of isolation. I really do. If you lost somebody, trust me, I get those moments of isolation, but reach out to people. Reach out to people. Go through your moment of isolation, but reach out to people for sure. Because, there's people who love you, care about you, and they want to know you're okay. And it really does help. You got to be a little vulnerable, but it does help. All right.
Enjoying Thanksgiving with my baby, it read. At first, what struck Katrina about the post was the revealing outfit her daughter wore. It was not characteristic of Jasmine to post such a revealing photo of herself online. It was another aspect of the image that sparked waves of panic for Jasmine's father, Travis Pace. Jasmine's many tattoos formed a kind of timeline, each obtained on a different date, months apart. In this image, Jasmine's extensive tattoos on her upper right arm were missing. This post was not what it claimed to be. Katrina spoke with Jasmine's friend Emma and confirmed what she had already seen.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd be pissed if I'm kidnapped, murdered, whatever, and somebody gonna post some photos of me like that on Facebook. I'm pissed, bro. You know my granny on there. You know my mom on there. You know my dad on there. You know everybody on there. You gonna post that? But I guess you already took my life, so you don't really care.
Suspected by that time. Jasmine was not with her family for the week, as the text had claimed. Several other friends and family members had received messages, ostensibly from Jasmine as well, though no one had spoken with her directly. In each instance, the messages stated that the 22-year-old wished to be alone. The family began immediately to search for her. Jasmine's Chevy SUV was equipped with a GPS feature called My Chevy. The My Chevy app allowed her mother to track the location of the vehicle. It was found parked outside of a building of condominiums off of Mountain Creek Road in Chattanooga. By the time the vehicle was discovered, it was already 8:30 p.m. on November 26th, 4 days after Jasmine had last been seen, leaving her mother's late on the 22nd. As far as the family was aware, Jasmine did not know anyone at the Signal View condos where the Equinox was parked.
If I'm ever at a place called Signal View Condos, come look for me. If I'm ever at a place called Signal View Condos, come look for me. In Chattanooga, I'm probably messing with some white girl that I shouldn't be talking to. I'm probably either buying some drugs that I shouldn't be taking. You know, I'm there not for a good reason. So if I'm ever at Signal View 900, come look for me.
When they accessed the vehicle, the driver's seat had been pushed back. It seemed that someone much taller than Jasmine's petite 5'2" stature had last been behind the wheel.
Man, I've been there. Yep. You get in your girl's car in the passenger seat way back, you like, oh. I at least hope the nigga gets more than 10 points a game, bitch. Nah, I've been there. Yep. When that seat pushed back, you might as well count it. Then the Rillo guts in the you know, it's tough.
A call was placed to 911 to report her disappearance. Chattanooga police arrived and took a report detailing what the family had discovered.
We want her home and we want her safe.
Bailey Putman is doing anything she can to try to bring her childhood friend home. Jasmine Pace hasn't been seen since November 22nd. Chattanooga police are investigating the case as a missing person.
Her mom has not an ounce of sleep. I don't think she is 8.
Jasmine was last seen here on surveillance video leaving her mom's house. They believe she was trying to leave.
Her friend country. I mean, this is. I'm not making fun of the situation, but friend country herself. She got that like. Every time she talks, she kind of do that down her lip like that. Like, we want her home. We want her safe. Okay? Nah, she cool though. I like her. I'm talking shit.
Town to grieve a recent death in the family, but they knew something went wrong when she didn't show up to Thanksgiving dinner.
And that is so very unlike her. There's not a day that they don't hear from Jasmine, let alone an hour.
Katrina also contacted the family's cell phone provider. Jasmine was on their family plan, which granted her mother access to her phone records. There had been no calls placed from the phone for days. With the call log in hand, the frantic mother began calling every number listed. She did so in the presence of police. There was one number that Jasmine had connected with for over an hour on the night of the 22nd. When Katrina tried this number, the phone connected to a young man that Jasmine had met on the dating app Bumble. Jason Chen was a...
What the hell? What the hell? Nigga standing there like this. Come on, man. He cool. He probably smart. But like, I get you're young, but don't fall for the the hand behind it. Don't. That's like falling for the guy who played guitar. We come on now. Come on, Jasmine.
Computer science major at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
He's smart,
The
like I
two
said.
had been dating for several months, though the relationship had not been serious enough to warrant an introduction to her parents. Neither Katrina nor Travis had met Jason.
I
The
don't.
computer
I don't think that guy did it. He don't really got. He don't got murder on his mind. He don't. He got. He trying to figure out how to grow out that mustache. He want it so bad. It gonna come. He want it bad, but he not gonna. He don't got murder on his mind though.
computer science student was informed that Jasmine was missing. Had he heard from her? Not for days, he said, and when they had last spoken, it had only been for a few minutes. Katrina knew this to be a blatant lie.
He just lied and said that he hadn't talked to her. He talked to her for a few minutes Monday when she was with me at the bank. He talked to her for 71 minutes. He would remember that. He talked to her for over an hour. And he just lied.
Jason's lack of concern was another red flag. Katrina pleaded with officers to take further steps to investigate, but they did very little. Jasmine was an adult, and there were no clear signs at that point in time of foul play. A report was written and contact information exchanged before they left the frustrated parents on their own once more. So Katrina and Travis took matters into their own hands. They began knocking on every door at the condominium complex. No one had seen Jasmine. A security guard agreed to share the camera footage of the white Chevy entering the parking lot. With the timestamps provided on the My Chevy app, they narrowed in on the footage. On November 23rd, just past 8:30 p.m., the SUV drove into the lot and in the direction of the location where it was later found parked. The driver could not be identified. Unnoticed on Katrina's cell phone until this time was one final text message that had been sent to her from Jasmine in the early morning hours of November 23rd. There was no message, just a pin-dropped location showing where her device was at that time. It was received at 2:18 a.m. Her daughter had never sent a message like this to her before, certainly not in the middle of the night. The day after their concerns were dismissed by police at the condos, the family promptly went to the location from the message, the apartments at 110 Tremont Street. Again, the desperate parents knocked on every door. All but one, apartment 210, answered or was accounted for. Neighbors recounted that they had heard a loud disturbance from the direction of that unit in the early hours of November 23rd, around 2:15 a.m. Recollections vary, but somehow, Katrina and Travis made their way inside apartment 210. A notebook inside the door revealed the name of its occupant, Jason Chen. It was a small unit, open concept with the kitchen only feet from the couch. A hallway led to the only bedroom.
Come on, Chin. To me, ain't do it, man. What are you doing? You computer science? You good, man? Don't tell me you did it, bro. I'm sticking with the fact that he didn't do it. He getting framed.
There was one bathroom and a laundry unit stacked inside of a closet. Most of the apartment was visible immediately upon walking in. On the kitchen counter sat a small travel bag. It belonged to Jasmine. Cleaning supplies sat out. In the drawer of a desk, Travis discovered his daughter's driver's license along with her credit cards. These he pulled out and left sitting in plain view. Chattanooga police were once again called out. Officers spoke with Katrina once more. They also spoke with the neighbors. Then they left. Believing that law enforcement was proving useless to them once more, Katrina re-entered the apartment multiple times over the next few hours. She took notebooks and electronics, multiple cell phones, a camera, and an iPad, anything that she thought could give an indication of her daughter's location. The parents also searched through the dumpsters outside of the building. It was close to midnight before the Chattanooga PD.
Man, I hope my kid never goes missing. Like, it really comes down to that. When your kid or like a family member goes missing, you gonna search through the trash, you gonna search through the grass, you gonna search through the apartment, you gonna search through the hallways, you gonna talk to the neighbors, like, bruh. And you do tell the police, and the police are like, well, I mean, you haven't heard from her a couple days, but we don't really know, she hasn't said she's technically missing, she is an adult, technically say not much we can really do. You know, yeah, not much we can really do. You're like, okay, bro, got it. This is like one of your only jobs. Got it, thanks.
PD returned to 110 Tremont with a search warrant and began formally to commence their search. During the initial walkthrough, investigators noted what appeared to be bloody stains on the hardwood floor,
Oh, no.
in the living room, absorbed by the grouting in the bathroom, on the bedroom carpet. Spatter was identified on the doors in the bathroom wall. The abundance of cleaning supplies was also extremely concerning. Trash bags had been emptied. Police checking the dumpsters found 2 white sneakers and a pair of blue trousers. These items were collected. Back inside the unit, they spotted fragments of broken glass in the living room. Indications of a violent incident were accumulating. Furniture appeared to have been moved around. In the bedroom, there were marks on the carpet, which indicated where furniture had sat for some time and had been subsequently moved to other parts of the room. The rearrangement of the room, it seems, was likely done in an attempt to cover a large stain that was spotted underneath the bed. On top of the bed sat a kitchen knife.
Boy, that boy ain't put nothing back. You gonna do all that, move the furniture, and you gonna leave a knife on the bed? Put it back. Come on.
In virtually every room, investigators identified stains that could be blood. The crime scene unit was called in to spray down areas of the apartment with Blue Star, the forensic agent used to identify areas where blood may have been cleaned up or invisible to the naked eye. The hallway lit up. The case of Jasmine Pace's disappearance became a homicide.
Well, it's not looking good, bro. I was on your side, but it's not looking good, man. That hallway lit up like Avatar. I was lit up like Avatar in the forest. Okay, all right. Things can change, rearrange, and so can I. We can figure this out.
Detectives obtained security camera footage from the apartment building and the surrounding area. They were able to piece together a timeline of Jason Chen's movements with the aim of hopefully gaining an understanding of where they might find Jasmine Pace. Investigators could be certain that she had arrived at 110 Tremont before midnight on the 22nd. Her Chevy Equinox was captured taking a right turn into the building parking lot. The Chevy was also captured leaving. Indeed, it could be tracked to the condominium buildings from Jason's apartment building. At about 8:30 p.m. the day after Jasmine arrived, a figure in a light-colored hoodie was captured driving it from the building towards the Signal View condos. A dark-colored Prius, likely a hired taxi, collected that driver from the condos and dropped them off in front of Jason's building.
Damn, not the Uber driver. You brought the Uber in on this? Not the Uber, bruh. Damn.
A ring camera from the apartment door directly beside an exit door to the parking lot captured Jason Chen leaving the building on multiple occasions on the 23rd.
Okay, he did do it. The way he walked out of that door with his head down like that. It's tough, Jason. I was rooting for you, but I mean, like, there's the I did it walk. And I did it walk looks like this.
Jason Chen leaving the building on multiple occasions on the 23rd.
He even did the head pickup at the end that you do when you like, yeah, bro. No, it's all good. You're cooked.
At 8:27 p.m., 3 minutes before the driver in the light hoodie took Jasmine's SUV to the Signal View condos and left it there. There were a few additional trips made by Jason Chen over the Thanksgiving holiday that piqued the interest of investigators. The first was a morning trip to Walmart, alone, where he purchased, amongst other things, Band-Aids, peroxide, and cleaning products. Captured using the self-checkout, he ran a few of the more expensive items through as asparagus. The overhead Walmart camera offered a clear view of Jason's pair of white sneakers. These shoes—
I'm gonna lie, I didn't know Walmart had that view. Noted. He ran it as asparagus, so he know the deal. I thought I did too. I didn't know Walmart had it like that. Noted. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, Walmart, chill, chill. I think I ain't had a lot of money at the time. I wasn't trying to, I wasn't trying to steal nothing. I thought that steak was a watermelon. I thought the steak was a watermelon, so I scanned it that way. You ain't never seen nobody make a mistake? Like, what? Oh, come on, bro.
Walmart camera offered a clear view of Jason's pair of white sneakers. These shoes were thought to be the same pair found discarded outside of the apartment dumpsters. On the evening of the same day, Jason stopped at a Walgreens and purchased a package of paper towels. Sometime between his trip to Walmart that morning and the time he left the blood-stained and hastily cleaned apartment, he must have taken Jasmine from the building, discarding items of his clothing as part of an attempt to cover his tracks. As investigators tracked the computer science student on various footage throughout Chattanooga, they were aided by his notable white hoodie, a bright and distinct article of clothing that could be identified even in dark and sometimes fuzzy surveillance video.
He's an idiot.
At almost 6 p.m. on the 23rd, the white hoodie emerged from the building once more. This time, the figure was struggling to pull a large suitcase from the front door of the building towards the parking lot.
That boy put
Moments later, Jason's black Toyota Camry was captured leaving. On November 29th, 1 week after Jasmine was last seen, Jason Chen was located at his parents' home in Nolensville. Arresting officers noticed lacerations on Jason's right hand and feet, indicative of a violent struggle.
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie, that moment right there would be pretty terrifying. I mean, I would never put myself in this situation personally, but that moment right there, you was just at the crib, you was probably hands down your pants, holding your nuts, chilling, just kind of watching TV, and then, bah! It's over. It's over. In a big way. It's over.
Policy, you go to the back of the car, so you gotta put anything that's good.
Okay, so you said it was a search warrant for me?
Correct. Yeah, it's for search warrant for your person, so we're, Normal Police Department, we're gonna be today you in the flashlight search warrant. We're assisting gentlemen.
Okay. And is there any like calls or anything?
Yeah, they're gonna explain. That's it. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna let them do that. But I don't wanna speak for them. Yeah, we don't want to let you misinform you of anything. So they'll tell you all that when we get down there. So just take it with them. They're the lead on this. But we'll let them explain it because we don't want to pile on information. We'll let them one time it all. Okay. All right. So if you will, just face away from me.
He's thinking about if he should run right now, because this is that moment. Do you really just be like, all right, I'm going to try to run because as soon as they get me in cuffs, I'm done? Or do I try to get into cuffs and then get my way out of it, but you're cooked? I don't know.
We'll let them one time it all. Okay. All right, so if you will, just face away from me. All right.
A search warrant was obtained for the house. In the room used by Jason, a black backpack and a collection of handwritten notes were confiscated. Some of these notes appear to have been Jason trying to get his story straight. One stated that he had last seen her on November 19th. They had spoken.
This nigga took notes on the story. This nigga took notes and put them down and studied them and left them in his backpack. Jason, like, you can't leave the shoes at the dumpster, the study notes in the backpack. Bro, use computer science. You can't.
On the 22nd. He wrote that she had a history of running away and had a restraining order against an ex. It seemed that Jason had planned for his inevitable interview with police by recording that Jasmine had also been homeless. He wrote that he thought her mother was an alcoholic, all suggestive of her being an unpredictable runaway. In his backpack, inside of a glasses case, detectives found a SIM card. It was for Jasmine's device. They also obtained Jason's phone and downloaded the data. On Jason's cell phone, detectives found a picture of Jasmine standing in his bathroom taken on the night of her disappearance. There were multiple screenshots saved as well of text messages he had gotten from Jasmine, but the actual texts themselves were missing. On the morning after she had likely been killed, he sent her a photo along with a note, "Slept like a baby." Later that day, he asked, "Hey, are we still good for dinner tonight?" The photo's metadata revealed it was taken 2 years prior.
Yeah. Slept like a baby, made myself a matcha. Turn around and let me put you in cuffs, nigga. Why would I no what? Come on, man. That's too easy.
The photo's metadata revealed it was taken 2 years prior. From Jasmine's phone data, detectives could see that her device had taken the trip to Walmart along with Jason that morning, though he was shown on camera driving and shopping alone. Finally, the phone's movements revealed where he had traveled after loading the large suitcase into his Camry. He had taken a drive to Suck Creek Road.
Hey.
The road ran parallel to the bank of a river. On Thursday, December 1st, walking along the bank of the river, investigators spotted an item. It was what they were, unfortunately, expecting to find: Jason Chen's large suitcase.
Jason, bro, did you not even put it in the water? Bro? You left that thing in the dirt? Bro? Alright, man.
Inside the suitcase, they found 98-pound Jasmine Pace. She was wrapped in 3 trash bags and had been shackled with 2 handcuffs.
Not doing this job, man. Not doing this job. This job, I'm not doing it. To be the first nigga that pulls that suitcase out and opens it up? Oh, nah. Oh, nah. It's gonna have to miss me. Oh, my God. Jason, bro. What's the deal, man? Life seemed pretty cool. Unless you just one of them weird niggas, life seemed pretty cool. You had a little white girl, you was a computer science Asian dude, bro. Like sometimes them niggas don't do well. That's all I'm saying with the women. I'm just gonna be real. Sometimes niggas don't do well. All right? A lot of the times they don't do well. So you were up, Jason. You were up.
Her right arm was cuffed to her right ankle, and her left ankle was linked to her right elbow.
Yeah.
They were not law enforcement-style handcuffs. These were less substantial. The chain of one was broken. An autopsy determined that Jasmine had been stabbed no less than 60 times. Her wounds were centered in one area of her body, primarily the upper left side. The tip of a knife was removed from her chest. Jasmine was a devoted aunt to 2 nieces and godmother to a little boy named Waylon. According to her older sister Gabby, Jasmine wanted nothing more than to have children of her own and always talked about what kind of mother she would be. She was also an animal lover and cherished her 4 cats. To those closest to her, the fun and sweet 22-year-old had always been known as Jazzy. Fiercely protective of her family and friends, Jasmine is remembered as someone who was always there for a friend in need, to share her love and support.
There was a moment when you're with her, you realized how clever, how smart, how brilliant she was.
Knowing how many lives that she touched and them spreading the word on my sister, I think it also touched other people's hearts that have probably gone through a situation like this.
I've known her my entire life, and I've never seen her burn a bridge or have ends with someone badly.
She just always made it a point to know, for you to know, that she was thinking of you and that she loved you. She was fierce over her family. She was fierce over her friends.
She's R.I.P. Jasmine, man. She seemed like she was a good person. That's tough. Just wrong place, wrong time shit, man. That is... I see why y'all girls gotta be careful on dating apps and stuff, because, like, that's crazy. This was just, like, a normal meetup, probably. And then it just got you killed.
In December 2022, a judge set Jason Chen's bond at $5 million. As the gruesome nature of the murder reached the news media, many expressed disgust that Jason was offered a bond at all. By this stage, a complete timeline had been pieced together, including evidence that showed Jason had used Jasmine's phone and SIM card to access her banking information, her social media accounts, and to post fake updates after the murder. To a woman he had connected with on Tinder, he messaged, "I guess we're dating now," as Jasmine allegedly still lied dead in his bedroom. To friends later that night, he arranged to play Call of Duty online. He just needed to finish cleaning up his apartment, apparently. It was difficult to imagine what defense, if any, Jason Chen's legal team would put forward when the case came to trial, which it did in January 2025.
Why walk in like Michael Jordan like that? Why did he walk in like Michael Jordan, bro? No, stop. He walked in a little too cool for this.
To imagine what defense, if any, Jason Chen's legal team would put forward when the case came to trial, which it did in January 2025. In a shocking development on day one,
man.
defense attorney Josh Wise did not fight for his client's innocence. In opening statements, he told the jury Jason Chen killed Jasmine Pace, but that he didn't do it with premeditation. This is a case of voluntary manslaughter. Although the state was not pursuing the death penalty, Jason faced a life sentence without the possibility of parole if found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder.
That life sentence, boy. I'm just not ever gonna do nothing crazy. I can talk all this mess, I can but that life sentence is the longest sentence in the book, baby. Then they be throwing doubles at niggas. They be throwing they should call that the Jesus. We throwing a Jesus at you. 2 life sentences. We throwing a Jesus. You die and come back. We putting your ass back in that cell, nigga. Oh, life is crazy.
His best defense was to argue a lesser charge applied.
This is the suitcase in which Jason Chen stuffed the 98-pound body of Jasmine Chris. That's where I'm going to begin the story.
I ain't gonna lie, we didn't have to see it. I know it's more visceral to see it with like the dirt marks and everything on it, but we could have seen a photo. I would have believed you. Yeah. I mean, cause hey, damn, come on, Jason.
Except, I want you to remember that as you hear evidence in the next week, that this is not a story like the one that you read in a novel where you have to imagine the appearances of characters. The evidence that you will hear in this case is very real. The evidence will not require that you use your imagination. Jasmine Pace was very real.
Look, the prosecution looked good too. The prosecution somehow got lips. It's gonna be a tough case to beat. Tough case.
And Jason Chen really killed him.
For the crime to be deemed voluntary manslaughter, the defense needed to convince the jury that Jason had killed Jasmine in a fit of passion, that he had been provoked somehow into reacting in an irrational way, which led to her death. The theory they posited was that the couple were drinking wine at his apartment late into the night. When Jasmine entered the kitchen to get another bottle, she heard the distinct sound of notifications from the Tinder dating app. These rang out repeatedly from her boyfriend's phone. Angered by this, she began to argue with him. The claim was that Jasmine attacked Jason with a broken wine glass.
Wow.
Having used a kitchen knife to remove the seal from the previous wine bottle in the bedroom, he had left it sitting on the bedside table. It was this knife that Jason instinctively reached for when he was attacked. Wise explained away the shackles.
That don't even work. That don't even work. I hate that. That pissed me off. That don't even work.
Found on Jasmine's body by arguing that Jason had panicked after the stabbing. He applied the handcuffs in order to make Jasmine fit inside of the bags in the suitcase. The timeline of the murder and attempted cover-up was detailed extensively through videos, Jason and Jasmine's cell phone data, as well as testimony from neighbors in the apartment building. Courtney Brewer reported hearing an altercation take place after 2 a.m.
On the night of November the 22nd and early hours of November the 23rd, was there an incident that you can recall?
Yes, I was woken up in the middle of the night by a loud scream.
Can you kind of take us, and you can go slowly through the events that woke you up and everything that you heard from that point until you didn't hear it?
There was a scream that startled me out of my sleep. I checked my phone to see the time because I was going to call 911. It was around 2 a.m. There was a voice that was screaming words. The words I couldn't understand fully.
Was it a male voice or female?
A female voice. And then there sounded, assuming that the apartment above mine is laid out the same as mine, there sounded like chasing, a lot of footsteps going across towards the front door.
One person's footsteps or two footsteps?
It sounded like multiple.
You said towards the front door. Was it towards the front door or towards the bedroom?
Towards the front door because I was in the bedroom when I heard it.
You had said that you heard a scream. Can you describe the scream?
Distressed. Not quite angry, emphatic.
Recreating a possible
You cooked, Jason. That was good. She was good. She stood in the pocket with that one. You cooked, bro.
Scenario for the murder itself was heavily dependent upon the physical evidence left at the crime scene. This is where the case became messy. Not only had Jason used various types of cleaning agents inside the apartment and disposed of many items, including the broken knife, the scene had also been accessed and searched by Katrina Pace, now Katrina Bean, multiple times. Questions were raised over potential contamination of the crime scene.
Why would the apartments look different after the police went in there than when they were in there? Who changed it?
The defense called its own crime scene expert to walk through the many changes that were visible at the scene between the first time police were called out to the point in time that it was photographed and processed. Furniture had been moved. Items had been taken. They questioned whether evidence could have been planted. Travis Pace testified that he did not recall seeing a knife on the bed when he first entered with his ex-wife to search for his daughter.
And then this past Monday, you were in this room when you saw Katrina Pace testify on that stand, right? Were any of those statements true? Do we remember it differently? You heard Katrina testify that she went back into the apartment multiple times after that night or after that morning? I heard that. Were you with her those times? I was there. You know what she did in the apartment during those times? Mm-hmm. Your ex-wife, Katrina Pace, does she have a reputation for being honest?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, I don't understand how you're not supposed to. I don't know how you. I mean, why? I would lose it. That's crazy to say some shit like that after my daughter just got murdered by. Hold on.
Your ex-wife, Katrina Pace, does she have a reputation for being honest?
And you just gotta eat that.
This is Katrina Pace. She a honest person. I don't have an opinion. Yeah,
If the scene itself was considered suspect, the conclusions made by the medical examiner were not, and they pointed to a.
He don't like Katrina. They ended bad. He can't. They ended so bad. He was like, look, I'm not gonna say she's not honest, but I'm not gonna say she is. I mean, yeah, you know they went out. Ooh.
Premeditated attack. Dr. Stephen Cogswell, the Hamilton County medical examiner, concluded that based on the location of the wounds, Jasmine had been in the fetal position while she was attacked. The shackles that she was found wearing had therefore likely been applied when she was still alive.
If someone were stabbing a person 60 times, you would expect them to try to get away. But what if they can't? What if they can't because their right hand is chained to their right leg, their left leg chained to their right elbow? Makes it difficult to run. Makes it difficult to do anything. Dr. Cogswell told you that she was stabbed in the fetal position 60 times. We'd also expect that if she's being attacked on the right side of her body, that she might try to defend herself with both hands. There should be injuries on both hands. Instead, what we have are injuries to the left hand, no significant injuries to the right hand. That's consistent with her being in the fetal position with a hand unable to move on the ground. It's consistent.
What is he saying? What is he saying? What are you saying right now? Like, hey man, that's some bullshit. I can't lie. They cap. Oh my god. You gotta try something though. It's already too late. You gotta try something.
Consistent with exactly what we see on the screen right there. For being handcuffed.
Dr. Cogswell also found no alcohol consumption upon her death, countering Jason's claim that they had drank wine for hours. The provocation that he had pointed to in order to make the murder fit the definition of manslaughter, those Tinder notifications which apparently angered Jasmine, were also a lie. When the data from the app was examined by a state expert, they found that he had not received a single Tinder notification to his phone that entire day. Jason Chen chose not to testify in his defense.
Look, he's showing him how many years he's gonna go to jail. He's showing him right now. He's like, all right, so you're gonna do about 70. But robot takeover should happen in maybe, watch. He's like, all right, take a look right here.
Jason Chen chose not to testify
70.
in his defense.
Gonna do about 70, but we'll hey, somebody give me a pen. Yeah.
His legal team over 6 days. To testify in his defense. Evidence was presented over 6 days. In closing arguments, his legal team essentially abandoned their attempts to support his original story, pointing instead to a lack of ligature.
You're gonna do about 70. The robot takeover will happen in about 10. You should be out. If you friendly with the Alexa, if there's an Alexa, be friendly with it. Maybe it'll let you out. And then you could try to go from there. Cause yeah, bro, I can't lie. You done.
Marks on Jasmine's wrists, which they said would be present if she was alive when handcuffed. Their crime scene expert had attempted to introduce doubt that Jasmine had been cuffed when alive by pointing to what could have been a bloody handprint on the bedsheets. Under cross-examination, however, he said that he couldn't be certain of what the transfer stain was. It had never been tested. Explanations to counter the rest of the state's evidence was not forthcoming. In addition, the shackles were not the only indication that the murder was premeditated. The number of wounds indicated that there was ample time for Jason to have contemplated and ended the attack. Prosecutor Cody Wamp concluded by recounting the timeline, specifically Courtney Brewer's recollection of hearing people running towards the apartment door at exactly 2:11 a.m.
Courtney was 2:11 a.m. The phone location to her mom was 2:18, 7 minutes. She screamed. Things happened. She was able to know she was in enough danger that she needed to send her mother her location. It wasn't fast. It wasn't fast at all, and we know that. 2:11 is 7 minutes from 2:18. It wasn't fast. She knew she was in danger. She tried to get out of the door, and Courtney told you that she heard a door slam. Jasmine knew she was in trouble. She had time to use her phone before he started killing her.
Jurors began deliberation at about 4:15 p.m. following the closing arguments. They came back with a verdict just after 5.
With respect to count 1 of presentment 315228, we, the jury, find the defendant, Jason Chen, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder.
They ain't take no time on that one. They walked in there. They said, "Yeah, y'all, we good? All right, bet. Let's go home. Game on at 7. Let's get out."
It's an emotional verdict. Everyone needs to maintain decorum, please.
A juror later revealed that Jasmine's family members entering the crime scene repeatedly had little impact on the jury's decision, stating, "Every single person who went into that room or that apartment had a part in contamination. But it kind of didn't matter on our deliberations because we already knew what was admitted, that he had murdered her." During the sentencing phase of trial, jurors were faced with the decision of whether Jason Chen should be given an opportunity to seek parole at some point in his life. Through a translator, Jason Chen's mother made an emotional plea to the jury. "He is a very good child. He is not a bad person. I pray that the
That nigga killed somebody and stuffed him in a suitcase. That nigga killed somebody, stabbed him 60 times, and stuffed her in a suitcase. I think we're gonna put Jason Chen behind the can. I know he's a good guy. What a strong love the love of a mother must be. You can go on a murder spree and they're like, "He's a good boy. He's a good boy." No, that boy, a suitcase is,
judge and jury will give him a chance so that he can go home and restart his life.
Give him a chance so he can go home and get a sales job. Like, this nigga killed somebody and put her in a suitcase. We can't do that. It's just not how it. It's just not how it works, unless you're white.
Wise asked the jury to offer his client the hope of redemption. He stated that the justice system is not only a measure of how we treat the most virtuous and innocent among us, but also a reflection of how we treat the condemned.
By allowing Jason the possibility of parole, we affirm our society's belief that the most condemned among us can strive to rebuild their humanity. You're not tasked with forgiving Jason Chen or even excusing his actions. You are tasked with ensuring justice, a justice tempered with mercy. Not because Jason deserves it, but because it's a reflection of our humanity as a whole.
They both said, humanity. Yeah, ain't nobody trying to hear this. Judge not trying to hear this. Dude, go home. You good, bro. You did what you get to go home. You did you. You did you, bro.
I ask that, and we ask, that you give Jason the opportunity, as a 73-year-old man, to seek this redemption. Let him spend the next 5 decades behind bars, reflecting on the choices that he made when he was 22 years old.
The jury returned with their sentencing decision in under an hour.
With respect to the sentence of the defendant, Jason Chen, on count 1 of presentment 315228, we, the jury, do unanimously find the following statutory aggravating circumstances beyond a reasonable doubt, in that the murder was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel, and that it involved torture or serious physical abuse beyond that necessary to produce death, and do unanimously agree that the defendant's sentence shall be life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Woo! Oh! I can't hear those words about me. I cannot hear those words about me, man. I can't do it.
During the trial, Jasmine Pace's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Jason Chen's parents, accusing the pair of harboring Jason and providing him with money and information in the days after the murder when he was the prime suspect, and they were searching desperately for their daughter. The loss of Jasmine and the subsequent legal proceedings clearly took a toll on the Pace family. Travis Pace testified that he and Katrina's relationship was difficult. When he took the stand to testify, called as a witness by the defense, many family members walked out of the courtroom. Nonetheless, with the sentence delivered, much of the family's ordeal is now over, and they received the justice they sought against a man they called a monster, and whose crime was described by prosecutors as heinous, atrocious, and cruel. And that was the
Jason, boy. Oh, that walk. That night of sleep. Ain't no night of sleep. Ain't no night of sleep. I don't know when I'll sleep again. I'm doing life. I'm doing life. I can't get out. I'm doing life. You gotta wait on the apocalypse. You have to wait on the robot, the zombie, the alien. You gotta wait on something because you doing life. Woo! All right, hey, look. If you upset, just fight about it. Don't be weird. Don't kill nobody. Don't drill nobody. All right? Just make love. You can do that. That's cool. Just do all that. Do all that. Otherwise, whew. All right, well, we done. Murder Mystery Monday. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Enjoy your day. Be safe. Have a good week. I'm going to see you soon. Be blessed. Yo.